The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Greene Sports Zone. This is the Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Greene Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. We'll recap this past week's games in the Holiday Classic that the Ladies Buffaloes competed in. We'll talk about the first set of games in the regular season from 2 weeks ago in the Hall of Fame games and what the Lady Buffaloes have been up to so far this season. But first, we need to get a quick sponsor in first, so we'll be right back after this message here on First Horizon's Greene Sports Zone. The Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommie's Plumbing, and by First Horizon Bank.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Greene Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with West Greene Lady Buffaloes head coach Betsy Shaw. Coach, how you doing this week?
Good. How are you?
Good. How was Thanksgiving?
It was good.
I've asked this question with every coach so far this week. I want to have a tally from all 10 coaches. Is your family a turkey family or a ham family or both?
Both.
Both? Okay. Yeah. So far, I'm through 4 so far, and I've got 2 turkeys and 2 both. So nobody's solo ham so far. It's either both or it's turkey only. But what's your favorite?
Ham.
Ham?
Yeah.
That's my favorite too. I feel like turkey's the traditional Thanksgiving centerpiece, but can't go wrong with ham.
Yeah.
But going through some of the games so far this year, started the season off with University High 2 weeks ago. Started off with a win, 42-28. Since then, it's been about even between wins and losses. I know you had a Thanksgiving Classic last week that you competed in. Take me through the first 2 weeks of the season so far, from the first game up there in Brooks Gym in Johnson City all the way to today.
It's been up and down.
Yeah.
I mean, we won at University High, but we didn't play well. And I know it was the first game, and there's a lot that comes with that, but we didn't play as we've been practicing, and so we did win that one. And then we played the Hall of Fame. We played Washburn, and then Thomas Walker. We didn't play well against Washburn either. We won against Thomas Walker, and we played a lot better. Our press worked well. And then we played the 2 games in the Thanksgiving tournament. We played South Doyle and Union, and so we had a rough time down there. And then we played Cherokee last night, and our score for Cherokee was not good. Like, if you looked at the score, you'd be like, wow, they did awful. But I mean, the girls played really hard, and we did a lot of things well. So and the whole point of all these games is to get better for conference, and that was the point of this. And man, it's pushing them. It really is. Every position, there's a good player, every team. And so it's been really good for them. And they're growing, and you can see it. It's kind of like it's like a puzzle and we have all our pieces, I think, that we need, but we don't have them put together yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at, and that's, we've all talked about different things, and so we're just trying to get this stuff put together.
And I know for some coaches, and personally for me, I really dislike the first 2 weeks of the season because you're never the final product. You're always, for some teams, such as the boys' side, you have some football players that haven't been practicing or don't join the team until a few games in. The first week, you have the Hall of Fame games against teams that you only play once this year. Then you go into the Thanksgiving tournaments, and you're not a final product in that, and you're really not well-shaped or well-rounded as a team. So through those first 2 weeks, what have you learned going forward now that you're going to take with you into these more important games? I'm
excited for the group I have. I mean, they competed, and they're competing and getting better and practicing in games. So, I've enjoyed getting to coach them and continue to get better. It's been a rough few weeks, but it's been good for them and for us as a team. So it's okay where we're at right now.
Looking at those 2 wins also over University and Thomas Walker, what worked well in both of those games that allowed you to come out on the winning side of things?
University High, Peyton shot the ball great. So we got most of our points from her. and she just knocked down a bunch of shots for us. And then on Thomas Walker, it was a team effort. We scored a bunch of points that game. I think it was 70.
Yeah.
So we scored a lot. And so there was a bunch of girls that contributed that game. And we pressed most of the game, and so that worked well too. So that was something else that helped us for that game.
Not to harp on the losses a lot too, but
I don't
same
care.
question there. What did you learn in those losses that you'll take with you going forward that you would like to fix?
I mean, it's a lot. We, individually based, they have watched a bunch of film, of individual things that they can do better. And then as a team, like, there's a whole lot that we're still working on as a team. And so, it can only help us later on. And so that was the hope for all these games, this tougher schedule. So I still think that we're going to be okay. I do. It's where we're at right now. Like, we are not where we need to be to win is what we want, but we are going in the right direction. So.
And then going forward now, you've already had one game this week with Cherokee. You have two more this week later in the week. Go to North Greene for a county matchup with the Lady Huskies, and then Crockett comes here. So we'll talk about those after the break. But first, as always, we need to get a quick word in from our sponsors first. So don't go anywhere. We'll talk about both of those matchups right after this break here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect: games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected: low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Show, where we cover everything on the court with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, joined here with Lady Buffaloes head coach Betsy Shaw. So you got a string of 3 games coming up that we'll talk about, 2 at the end of this week. You go to Bayleton for a county rivalry matchup with the Lady Huskies of North Greene, and then you come back home on Friday the next night for a back-to-back playing Crockett. So we'll talk about those 2 games first before we get into your conference action next week. What do you expect in both of those games later this week with the Lady Huskies and Pioneers?
I mean, North Greene has a ton of weapons. Like,
Yeah.
they really do. They've got shooters. They've got a really skilled post. They have a lot of positive things going for them. So we're excited to play North Greene. As anybody. And then on Friday we have Crockett, like you said, and they have a point guard who does it all for them. And she has a lot that helps her, but they have a really, really good point guard too. So looking forward to both of those, and playing back-to-back is good for us. So.
And it's kind of interesting how both of these come back-to-back on your schedule too, because both teams are sort of in the same vein of they have a brand new, I'm not going to say brand new team, but a brand new starting lineup out there. I know North Greene has brought in a lot of new kids and thrown them into the starting lineup, and then Crockett lost all of their kids, and now they're putting out a new 5 on the floor. So it's a lot different of a team than you've seen last year. Some teams like South Greene, for example, I don't know if they had any seniors last year, or if they did, they didn't have more than a couple. So you don't know, or you kind of know what to expect in a team like that. With North Greene and Crockett, you don't, and there's not a lot of film early in the season. So how do you prepare for teams like that have new, fresh faces on the floor that don't have a lot of film out so far?
I've watched North Greene play a couple times, and then I'm going tonight to watch them and Chucky Doak play tonight. So, and I'm going to watch Crockett as well. So I've got some film on Crockett. So you just watch the film and do the best you can to prepare them. And so And it's not always a bad thing that they have a bunch of new people. You know, it's really not, because, I mean, different lineups and such. So.
And then going into next week, the most important games now. You got conference already. It's crazy. Basketball season, I always say it drags on, but it also flies by because we're talking about week 4 next week where you're already in your conference games. You start off with Chucky Doak going down there to Lower Afton to begin with the Lady Black Knights, and sort of the same thing there. Brand new starting lineup, brand new head coach. So once again, for the 3rd straight game, you're going to get a new team with new faces and new places. So what do you expect from the Lady Black Knights next week?
I've watched them play. They play hard. They really do, and they move the ball and they get up and down the court quickly. I mean, just the level that they're playing, like with aggressiveness and how tough they look. And so it'll be a tough matchup, and all these games will be tough. So we're excited about it, but we're looking forward to very competitive games.
And it's very beneficial to you as a coach, and also Coach Tolliver, that you have North Greene and Chucky Doak tonight, so you get to watch both and get to scout out both teams. So I know it's kind of just luck how that happens, that both teams play each other before they play you. How much comfort does that bring you that you can actually go out and see both teams in person right before you play them and know that you can scout them out easier?
I think that helps, but a lot of times the opposing team will do different things depending on the matchup.
Yeah.
So they, North Greene and Chucky Doak may do something different tonight versus what they'll do against us. But a lot of the, defensive schemes are the same. And so it's good to get to see them play ahead of time. So. And
the good thing is all these games that we talk about, you won't have to leave the county.
Yeah.
Going to Baileyton, staying here at home, and then going down to Lower Afton. So for the foreseeable future, the Lady Buffaloes don't leave the county. So if you want to go to a game, you've got plenty of opportunities here. Going to North Greene Thursday, here at home against Crockett on Friday, and then going to Lower Afton on Tuesday. So if you've got the opportunity, go check out one of those 3 games. All the games will be starting at 6:30 at the schools that we mentioned. But unless there's anything else you've got to add, I believe that's all I've got this week.
That's all I've got.
All right, Coach, once again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.